Welcome back to today's video. Now there's no presentation for today's video. We're throwing it all the way back to the first couple of weeks of maths work, taking it back to my dining room table, and I'm going to be showing you how to go through the problems. So if you haven't done today's work already, then I suggest that you make a start on it, and obviously if there is anything you're stuck with, then come to this video, that's what they're here for, but that's what I'm going to be doing, is showing you how to solve today's problems. As I normally would do in class, I'm going to be going through the mild questions first, then the hot questions, and then the spicy questions. You might have seen that today's video is quite a long one, and so if you haven't done all the mild, hot and spicy questions, which you're not expected to do, then I'll leave a timestamp that you can jump to if you want to just watch hot or you want to just watch spicy. So starting off with the mild questions, let's get into it. Okay, so mild question 1. Jamie ran the perimeter of the local park. He used his smartphone to draw a map and measure the distance he ran. From the map, work out the total distance he ran all the way around the perimeter of the park. Now I can already see that there are no missing sides on here, so we don't need to work out any missing sides. But what I can see is that there is a line of symmetry from this corner to this corner. So you can work out the perimeter by adding all of these lengths up, but I'm going to show you a slightly quicker way of doing it. So I'm going to draw that line of symmetry just in here, and then you can see that on this side we've got 20, 20, 45, 20, 20 and 82, and on this side we've also got 20, 20, 45, 20, 20 and 82. So they're the same in both halves. So I'm going to add up one half and then divide and then multiply it by 2. So let's do that now. So 20, add 20, add 20, add 20. So we'll do that nice and quickly first. That's 2, 4, 6, 80. So we'll just cross those off because we've already added them. 80, add 82, so 0 add 2 is 2, 8 add 8 is 16, so we'll cross off that 82, and then 162, add 45, 2 add 5 is 7, 6 add 4 is 10, and 1 add 1 is 2. So the perimeter of this half is 207 metres, which means the perimeter of this half will also be 207 metres. So now I'm going to multiply 207 by 2. 7 times 2 is 14. 2 times 0 is 0, add 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. So the perimeter is 414 metres. On to the next one. Farmer Green wants to put up a fence for his ferret enclosure. What is the length of the chicken wire he needs to go around the whole perimeter of the enclosure? Now again, we can already see that there are no missing sides to work out on this one, but it's also not as easy to do our line of symmetry, because if you notice here we've got 10 metres and 8 metres on this side, but 10 metres and 12 metres on this side, so we'll have to add them all up together. So we'll start off by adding 10 and 8, which we know is 18. Then 10 and 3 is 13. 12 and 8 we know from our number bonds is 20. And 8 and 3 is 11. So that narrows it down slightly for the numbers we've got to add up. So I'm going to do 20 add 11. 0 add 1 is 1, 2 add 1 is 3, so that's 31. Then I'm going to do 18 add 13. 3 add 8 is 11, 1 add 1 is 3, and then 31 add 31, or 31 times 2, 1 add 1 is 2, 3 add 3 is 6. So the perimeter of the fence he needs is 62 metres. You could add all those sides up, but just breaking it down into these smaller calculations is easier to do. So the last one on mild, Harry designed a t-shirt with his initial on it. He wants to go around the edge of the letter in shiny black fabric paint to make it stand out. Work out the perimeter of the shape so that Harry can work out how much paint he needs. So again, I can already see that both halves of this shape are the same. We've got 8, 7, 21, 7 and 8, and then 8, 7, 21, 7 and 8, and then 9 in the middle here on both sides. So if we just add these up, so we add the right hand side up, plus that 9 in the middle, and then again we can divide it by 2. So we'll start off by adding 9 and 8, which equals 17. 21, add 7 equals 28. 8 add 7 equals 15. Then we can add those together. 17 add 28 add 15. You can do this in 2 separate calculations if you don't feel confident adding these 3 numbers together. So that is 7 add 8, which is 15, add 5 is 20. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is 60. So this half is 60. And so we need to multiply it by 2 to work out this half. So 60 times 2. Well, we know that 6 times 2 equals 12. So 60 times 2 must equal 120. So Harry needs 120 centimetres of fabric paint. Looking at the hot activity, number 1, the school caretaker needs to press up some new guttering for the whole way around the school building. Work out the total perimeter of the school building from this plan so that she will know how much guttering to buy. So already I can see I've got 3 missing sides here. I've got this one here, and this one here. So I'm going to work out this one at the bottom first because I can see that there is a corresponding side which is the same length, and that is 19 metres. So this side must also be 19 metres. Then I can use that information to work out the side at the top here, because if I work out 15 add 19, then I know the total distance from top to bottom. So let's do that now. 5 add 9 is 14. 1, 2, 3, so that's 34. So from top to bottom, it's 34 metres. Then out of that 34, on the right hand side, I know I've got 19 and I've got 8. So from 34, I need to take away 19, then I need to take away 8, and that will, whatever's remaining, will give me this side. So 34 take away 19, 4 take away 9, we can't do, 14 take away 9 is 5, 2 take away 1 is 15, then 15 take away 8 is 7. So this side must be 7 metres. Then lastly I need to work out what this side is. So again, to work out the whole of the side from left to right, I can do 15 add 24. 5 add 4 is 9, 1 add 2 is 3. So from left to right, the shape is 39 metres. Then again, out of that 39, I need to take 13 and I need to take 6. And whatever's left over will be this side. 9 take away 3 is 6. 3 take away 1 is 2. And then 26 take away 6 equals 20. So this side here is 20 metres. Then we need to add all of those together. So I'm actually going to do that on a separate sheet here. I'll just use the back of my mild answers. So we'll start off by adding these top 2 sides here. So 15 add 7 equals 22. 24 add 8 equals 32. 20, add 19. Well, we know that 20 add 20 is 40, so 20 add 19 must be 39. 13 add 19. Well, 10 add 10 is 20. 3 add 9 is 12, so it must be 32. And 15 add 6 equals 21. Then we can add them together. So I can already see a number bond with 1 and 9. So 39 add 21. So that's 3 add 2 add 1 is 6. So let's get rid of those. Then 32 add 32. So 2 add 2 is 4, 3 add 3 is 6. And then we can do this last one as 3 numbers adding together. So we'll add 60, add 64, add 22. Add 22. 0 add 4 add 2 is 6. 6 add 6 is 12. Add 2 is 14. She needs to buy 146 metres of guttering. Looking at the next question, Andy is planning a campsite for a music festival. He has a few fields for the campsite but needs to put fencing around the perimeter of the whole site. Work out how many metres of fencing he will need. So I can only see one missing side in here, which is this one. So in order to work that out, I know already that the length of the whole shape is 172 metres. So in order to work out this side, I need to add together 31, 57 and 51 and then take that away from 172, which will give me my missing side. So 31, add 57, add 51, so 7, 8, 9, 5 and 5 is 10, add 3 is 13, then 172, take away 139. We can't do 2 take away 9, so we need to exchange. 12 take away 9 is 3, 6 take away 3 is also 3, and 1 take away 1 is nothing. So this side here is 33 metres. Then we need to add them all together. So we'll start off with 57, 30 and 33. So 7 add 0 add 3 is 10, 5 add 3 is 8, add another 3 is 11, add 1 is 12. Then I'm going to add 19, add 51, add 71. 9 add 1 is 10, add 1 is 11. 1 add 5 is 6, add 7 is 13, add 1 is 14. Then I'm going to add 172, add 54, and I'll just do those two because then I can do these last two together. 2 add 4 is 6, 7 add 5 is 12, 1 add 1 is 2, and then lastly 31 add 66. 1 add 6 is 7, 3 add 6 is 9. So then I need to add together 120, 141, 226 and 97. You can do this in a couple of separate calculations if it helps, but as I said, I'm running out of room, so I'm going to do it all in one. So 6 and 1 is 7, add another 7 is 14. Then I can see I've got 2 and 2, which makes 4, add another 4 is 8. Then I've got 9 and 1 is 10, add 8 is 18. Then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Andy needs 584 metres for his fencing for his music festival. And the last one. Emma wants to run 2 kilometres. She's going to run 5 times around the perimeter of her local park. What is the total distance she will run around the park, and will she have reached her 2 kilometre target? And a piece of information here is that the park is symmetrical on both sides. So that tells us that this side is 30 metres. These shorter sides are 7 metres. This side must be 30 metres. And these also must be 30 metres. And then these end bits must be 22 metres. Now, what I can do is draw a line of symmetry from this corner to this corner, because the park is symmetrical. So I've got on one side 30, 7, 7, another 30 here, which I've missed. So I've got 30, 7, 7, 30, 22, 30, 7, 7, 30, 22. And on this side I've got 30, 7, 7, 30, 22, 30, 7, 7, 30, 22. So it's the same on both sides. So what I can do is add up one side and then multiply it by 2. So let's do that. Let's start off by adding the 4 lots of 7. And to do that I can do 7 times 4, which is 28. Then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of 30. Well, I know that 3 times 4 equals 12. So 30 times 4 must be 120, because it's 10 times more. And then 2 times 22. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, so 2 times 22 must be 44. Add those all up together, so 120, add 44, add 28. Four add 8 is 12. 2 add 2 is 4, add another 4 is 8, add 1 is 9, and then add another 1 is 192. So both sides of this park are 192 metres. So to find out the perimeter of the whole park, we need to do 192 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 9 is 18, 2 times 1 is 2, add 1 is 3. So the perimeter of the whole park is 384 metres. But it doesn't end there, because if we look at the second sentence of the question, she's going to run 5 times around the perimeter of her local park. So now we need to do 384 multiplied by 5. So 4 times 5 is 20, 5 times 8 is 40, add 2 is 42. 5 times 3 is 15, add 4 is 19. So she would have run 1,920 metres. The question is asking now, will she have reached her 2 kilometre target? Well, we know that 1 kilometre equals 1,000 metres, so 2 kilometres equals 2,000 metres. However, she's only run 1,920 metres, so no, she has not reached her 2 kilometre target. Unfortunately, she'll have to do another lap. Now we're going to look at the spicy questions. Miss Taylor is creating a bullying display with the word tell in the middle. Work out the perimeter of the whole word so that she can work out how much luminous tape to use around the edge of the letters to make them stand out. And it says here all the letters are the same height and width. So we know then that this is 40 centimetres and this will be 40 centimetres. The bottom of our letter L's will also be 40 centimetres. The height of this here will be 50 centimetres. and the height of our E will also be 50 centimetres. And then the short sides are 8 centimetres. Now, we've filled in what we do know, but there's still quite a lot that we don't know and we need to work out. So we'll start by looking at the T. What we do know is that the total height of the T is 50 centimetres. So to work out the missing sides of the T, we need to do 50 take away 8, which equals 42. So we've got 42 centimetres on this side and on this side. And now the underneath parts here, well, like I said, we know that the whole width of the shape is 40 centimetres, and we've got a gap in the middle here which is 8 centimetres. So 40 take away 8 equals 32. So these two together will be a total of 32. So we need to divide 32 by 2 to find out what each one is, and 32 divided by 2 equals 16. So now we've got all of our measurements of our T. So moving on to our E. Again, the height of our E is 50 centimetres, and we're going to work out these two sides here first. So we've got 3 lots of 8 centimetres that we need to take away from this 50 centimetres. 8 times 3 is 24, so 50 take away 24, can't do 0 take away 4, 10 take away 4 is 6, 4 take away 2 is 2. So these two here are 26 centimetres, these two sides combined. So we need to divide 26 by 2, which equals 13. So these here are 13 centimetres. Then we need to work out these sides here. So I can see that this part, from the edge of the E to the inner corner, will be 8 centimetres. So we need to do 40 take away 8, which we've already done down here, is 32. So these will all be 32 centimetres. Okay, on to looking at this one now. So we don't have too much to work out on the L. Again, we can do, to work out this side on the right hand side here, we can do 50 take away 8 because the total height is 50 centimetres and we've got a section of it which is 8 down here. We've already done 50 take away 8, so that's 42 centimetres. And again, to find out this part of the L, we do 40 take away the 8 that we've already got here, which is 32. I apologise, my camera cut out there, so I'm not too sure where we got to, but so far we've worked out the length, the missing lengths of all on the letters, and I'm going to work out the total perimeter of everything together, and I'm going to start off by doing it letter by letter. So if we are looking at the T, I can see on our T I have 1, 2, 3 lots of 8 centimetres. So I'm going to do that first. 3 times 8 equals 24. Cross those out. I have 2 lots of 16 centimetres. So 16 times 2 equals 32. I have 2 lots of 42 centimetres, so 42 times 2, well 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 4 is 8, so that's 84. And I've got 1 lot of 40 centimetres. So if I add all these together, so we'll start off with 40, add 32, add 24, add 84. 4 add 4 is 8, add 2 is 10. 8 add 2 is 10. 3 add 4 is 7, so that's 17. Add 1 is 18. So our T equals 180 centimetres. Now moving on to look at our E. Just draw a line down there. We've got 1, 2, 3, again lots of 8 centimetres, so 8 times 3 equals 24. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of 32 centimetres. So we'll do that in the column method. 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. So that's 128 centimetres. I'll just be crossing these out as I go. We've got 2 lots of 13 centimetres. 13 times 2 is 26. We've got 2 lots of 40 centimetres. 40 times 2 is 80. And then we've got a 50 centimetres here. So let's add all those up. You can do these separately if it helps you in separate calculations. So we've got 50, add 128, make sure we're getting our place value correct. Add 24, add 26, add 80. So it's probably easier if you do break that down into several different calculations, but for quickness I'm just going to do it all as one. So 6 add 4 I can straight away see is number 1 to 10, add 8 is 18. Then we've got 2, 4, 6 here. Actually no, what I'm going to do is see a number bond, another number 1 to 10, so 8 add 2 is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then another 5 is 19, add 1 is 20, and then 1 add 2 is 3. So our E is 308 centimetres. Moving on to our L. Now we only actually need to work out one L because they are identical, which means that they'll both have the same perimeter. We've got 2 lots of 8 centimetres. 8 times 2 equals 16. And then there's nothing else we can multiply together, so we just need to add 16, add 50, add 42, add 32, add 40. So we'll start off with the biggest number on this one, so 50, add 42, add 40, add 32, add 16. 2 add 2 is 4, add 6 is 10. Then we've got 3 add 1 is 4, so 4, 8, 12. Add another 5 is 17, add 1 is 18. So our L's are 180. I'll write that down twice because we've got 2 of them. Then we need to add it all together. So 180, 3 times, add 308. I'm going to do 180 times 3, and then whatever that is, I'm going to add it to 308. So 0 times 3 is 0, 3 times 8 is 24, 3 times 1 is 3, add 2 is 540. 540, add 308, 0 add 8 is 8, 4 add 0 is 4, 5 add 3 is 8. So the total perimeter that Miss Taylor needs is 848 centimetres. Number 2. Joe is a forklift truck driver. Every day he has to go 3 times around the perimeter of the warehouse where he works. How far does he travel in one day? So we can see we've got a couple of missing sides in here. To work out this one first, we already know that the total length of the shape is 86.5 centimetres. So we need to add 22, 40.5 and 9 together. Take that away from 86.5 and whatever's left will give us that missing length. So we'll add 0.0 on the end of our whole numbers just to make it a little bit easier. Add 9. So 0.5 add nothing is 0.5. 2 add 9 is 11. 2 add 4 is 6, add 1 is 7. So then we need to do 86.5, take away 71.5. 0.5 take away 0.5 is 0, 6 take away 1 is 5, 8 take away 7 is 1. So this is 15 metres here. And we've got another missing length here as well. So again, we know that the whole length of the shape is 75 metres. So we need to add 8 and 37 and 19, and then take that away from 75, and that will give us our missing length. 37, add 19, add 8. 7, add 9 is 16, add 8 is 24. 3, add 1 is 4, add 2 is 6. 75, take away 64. 5 take away 4 is 1, 7 take away 6 is 1, so this missing side here is 11 metres. Then we need to add them all together to work out the perimeter. So I'm going to use another separate sheet of paper as I'm running out of room. So we'll start off by adding 86.5 and 75 metres together. Again, I'll add a 0.0 to make it a little bit easier. 0.5 add nothing is 0.5. 6 add 5 is 11. 8 add 7 add 1, so that's 8 add 8 is 16. Then I'm going to add 9 add 19 add 40.5. So 40.5 add 19.0 add 9.0. 0.5 add nothing is 0.5. 9 add 9 is 18. 4 add 1 is 6. Then I'm going to add 11 add 22 add 37. So 7 add 2 is 9, add 1 is 10. 3 add 2 add 1 is 6, add 1 is 7. Then I'm going to add 15 and 8. 5 add 8 is 13. 1 add 1 is 2. Then I need to add all of these together, so 161.5, 68.5, 70 and 23. Again, you can do this separately, but I'm going to do it all together. Remembering to get our place value correct. So 0.5 add 0.5 is, well, 5 add 5 is 10, so 0.5 add 0.5 is 1. 1 add 8 is 9, add 3 is 12, add 1 is 13. Then we've got 6 add 6 is 12, add 7 is 19, add 2 is 21, add another 1 is 22, and 1 add 2 is 3. So the perimeter of the warehouse is 323 metres. However, the question says every day he has to go 3 times around the perimeter of the warehouse. So now we need to multiply 323 by 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 3 is 9. He needs to travel 969 metres in 1 day. And the last question. A Year 5 teacher wants to decorate their classroom for Diwali by putting up a series of fairy lights around the classroom. Work out the perimeter of the classroom and how many strings of 6-metre fairy lights she will need. So that's the key there. Each string of fairy lights is 6 metres. So we're going to need to work out the perimeter of the whole classroom and then divide whatever that is by 6. So we'll use our skills from the last 2 weeks of work to work that out. I can see I've got a missing side here and a missing side here. Now if I use my ruler, I can see that this is the same length as this one. So this is also 1.4 metres. This one's not quite so easy to work out. So let's work out the entire side of this one. So we'll do 1.4 metres, add 1.6, add 4.6. Then we'll add 1.4, add 1.6, add 1.5, and then take it away. So let me show you what I mean. So 1.4, 1.6, add 4.6. Six add 4 is 10, add 6 is 16. 1 add 1 is 2, add another 1 is 3, add 4 is 7. So top to bottom, it's 7.6 metres. Then I need to add 1.4, add 1.6, add 1.5, and to find out this missing length, I need to take that away from 7.6. So 6 add 4 is 10, add 5 is 15, so 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So 7.6, take away 4.5. So 6 take away 5 is 1, 7 take away 4 is 3, so this missing side is 3.1. Now I've actually just noticed that we've got different measurements in here. So we've got 3.2 metres, we've also got 65 centimetres, 30 centimetres and 4 metres and 55 centimetres. So it'll be much easier to convert them all into metres. So 30 centimetres is 0.3 metres because we need to divide that by 100. (65 centimetres), 65 divided by 100 is 0.65. And 4 metres and 55 centimetres is 4.55 metres. I'm sure they did that just to catch you out because it almost caught me out. So now I can use my separate piece of paper to add it all together. So I can see I've got 2 lots of 0.65 here. So I'm going to multiply those by 2. We'll add those 2 together, slightly easier. So 5 add 5 is 10, 6 add 6 is 12, add 1 is 13. So those 2 together are 1.3. Then I've got 2 lots of 1.4 metres. So I can multiply that by 2. 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 1 is 2. Then I can see I've got 2 lots of 1.6. 2 times 6 is 12, 2 times 1 is 2, add 1 is 3. I've also got 2 lots of 0.3. And we don't need to do that in the column method because we know that 3 times 2 is 6, so 0.3 times 2 would be 0.6. Oh, I've just noticed I've got another 65 centimetres there. So I'll add that to our 1.3 down there. Zero add 5 is 5, 3 add 6 is 9, 1 add 0 is 1. So should really have multiplied 0.65 by 3, but that's fine. So I'll get rid of that one for now, don't really need that. So what else do I need to still add up? I still need to add up 3.2, 3.1, 4.6, 4.55 and 1.5. So I'm going to add 3.2 and 3.1 and also 1.5. So 2 add 1 is 3, add 5 is 8, 3 add 3 is 6, add 1 is 7. So that was 3.2, 3.1 and 1.5. And then I'm going to add 4.55 and 4.6. 5 add 0 is 5, 5 add 6 is 11, 4 add 4 is 8, add 1 is 9. So now to work out the perimeter of the entire shape, I need to add 1.95, 2.8, 3.2, 9.15 and 7.8. So I'm going to do that in a couple of separate calculations. Let's start off by doing 9.15 add 1.95. 5 and 5 is 10. 9 and 1 is 10, add 1 is 11. 9 add 1 is 10, add another 1 is 11. So let's get rid of those. Then I'm going to add 2.8, 3.2 and 7.8. Eight and 2 is a number bond to 10, add 8 is 18. 7 add 3 is a number bond to 10, add 2 is 12, add another 1 is 13. Then we need to add 11.1 and 3.8. Sorry, 13.8. 1 add 8 is 9, 1 add 3 is 4, 1 add 1 is 2. So our total perimeter of the classroom is 24.9 metres. However, the last part of the question is how many strings of 6 metre fairy lights will she need? So now we need to do 24.9 divided by 6. Well, 6's don't go into 2, so we carry over that 2. 6 is into 24 is 4. 6 is into 9 is 1, remainder 3. So we've already got more than 4 because we've got 4.1 plus that remainder there. So we know that she will need 5 lots of 6 metre fairy lights. So that's all for today. Well done if you've made it through. I know, like I said, that it's quite a long one today and the activities were a lot trickier than they have been the last couple of days. So really, really well done if you've managed to complete all of those. And I will also leave the answers down in the description box as I normally would, just in case you haven't been able to read my writing or you're a bit unclear about what the actual answer was. Tomorrow we're moving on to area, so today is the last day of perimeter, hence why we had the word problems to kind of round it up and use the skills that you've learnt over the last few days. So I will see you in tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching. Bye!